to buy into it.
Do families buy in? I understand that, okay, so you engage the young people, and families buy in? Like when you do this, the other mom and dad or brothers and sisters?
So the way we get the families to buy in is that we go through the young men, right? Because we say, hey, we could probably reach out to the families, and you know what happens in even the schools. A lot of parents don't come out for parent-teacher night and all of those things. So we use the young men. These ties, these orange ties, they represent enthusiasm. They represent energy. When they go home with that energy and they say, Mom, you have to know what I'm a part of. We have the official induction ceremony. That's why you see us wearing the pins. These families actually come out, and it's like their son is being honored. They come out for the first time, and when they see the passion that these young men have, it's so hard to really ignore it. So I've had families where we had the young men, we say, look, reach out to them. If you need us to reach out to your parents as well, we're willing to do it. And we've actually done that and got more families to come involved, be a part of it, and they've been engaged.
Here's the other thing that I think which is not on the table, and that is, people say, well, when they come to the house, there's always an ulterior motive, that you are doing it because you want money or you want to engage them in some, religious cult or something like that. Mm-hmm. But I know you for many years. You're really sincere. You want to do this so that a young man like James can
absolutely
be somebody.
We know. Look, like we said, James is going to go back home. So when we go and we provide those resources, look, there's no cost to the family. We're going down. We're saying, hey, we're going to provide you with these resources. We're going to provide you with some basic things that probably people didn't even talk about, like financial literacy. Let's give you a template so you could do some budgeting, and probably this young man could help you in your home with that.
And they'll listen to him. They'll listen to him more than they'll listen to you.
Absolutely.
And probably, I don't want to say probably, but maybe nobody really has explained it to him without that ulterior motive. Because any bank or anybody else who explained it is doing it with that motive in mind.
Absolutely. So and that's why we say the power is in the young men themselves. They see these young men, and they know, the parents know what's happening with their kids. They know when their kids are out in the street. So when their kid comes home, when a James comes home and says, look, Mom, I'm doing something new. I'm changing my life. I'm engaged. I'm being educated. I'm going to be empowered to help us out. So the kids are
actually, this is a fascinating thought, that rather than mom and dad saying, you go out there and you be part of this, it's the kids coming back and saying, hey, look what I discovered.
Absolutely. And that approach.
Now he's blown my mind. There you go. James, talk to me about some of the people that your peers, young people that you have met, who give me some examples of things, who they are and what you've seen them transform and become.
Well, it's very diverse.
Good. Give me a couple of good examples would be helpful, I think.
All right, like my friend Musa. He's from Africa.
Okay. You can mention names if you want, but that's okay.
He's from Africa, At first, I didn't know him, but it was kind of ironic because we met in a computer lab in King Hall, and I was speaking
at Monroe College.
At Monroe College, and I was speaking to a couple of people, and they was actually listening to me, and then Musa came out of nowhere, and he actually sat down, and then everybody departed, and then me and him started talking. Ever since then, we've been connected.
What was in his life that was not happening that you were able to reach and help him transform?
Well, knowing him, of what he told me, he came straight from Africa, so he didn't really have much.
So here's a young man, and I assume similar age, 18 or 19? 17?
He's 19.
19. Comes to America, has no friends, doesn't know anybody, wants to be somebody, but there's a lot of choices, and some of those choices could be bad choices, and he ran into you, right, is what we're saying. Mm-hmm. So keep going.
And I have another friend named Yvel. He's big, like a football player.
Okay.
He's Haitian, and it was kind of ironic meeting him too. I met him in the Empowerment Institute. We have Tuesday classes and Thursday classes, Mondays and Wednesday classes. My normal classes on...
classes for the Empowerment Institute?
Yes, classes for the Empowerment Institute.
And as soon as you're done telling me that, we're going to find out what goes on in those classes, okay?
All right, so my class is on Tuesday, but I came late, so I went to the class on Wednesday, and I met him in there. So we just laughing, and Sherman Browne, he's doing Sherman Browne, he's doing his thing. And after class, I bumped into him by accident, and he's like, hey, what's up? He was friendly to me, and from then on, like his personality just captivated me, and from then on, we've just been friends.
Sherman, what goes on in those? You actually have classes.
Yes, absolutely.
And those were some of the pictures and some of the things we just saw.
So what happens is we meet with the young men on Tuesdays and Thursdays. There's 50 young men who are a part of this
50?
institute. Yes, 50. So we meet one set of 25 on Tuesday, the other on Thursday. And what happens is we have a curriculum that we've created. We focus on what we call the 3 C's and the 3 E's. So the 3 C's are the ones that we focus on for their life skill development. That's competence, confidence, and character.
And what do you do?
Yeah,
to build that?
so for example, if you look at like competence, we say that, look, this is about improving your skill sets, understanding who you are. We look at self-discovery. What are your values? What are the things that you believe in? Why do you believe in those things? And it's really a self-discovery process. And we have philosophies along with every component. So
we're running out of time, so get to the 2 E's real quick.
so the 3 E's. So
3 E's.
so the 3 E's are engage, educated, and empowered. So engage is really about them getting involved in student activities and other things. So most people go to school, they're just in classes. You know, we say, look, you have to get more engaged, get involved in other student activities, and we encourage them to do that. The education goes beyond just the formal classroom, but also introducing them to conferences, showing them and helping them meet elected officials, people from their community, exposing them to what's out there, and that empowers them to go ahead and achieve whatever goals they have in their life.
Hard sell to some of these young men? Like they say, okay, I want to come in?
Yeah, so here's what happens.
So we're out of time. So
Okay.
give me a yes or no.
No.
Okay.
Once we have them engaged.
And for parents who are watching, for young men who are watching, who want to get in touch, what do they do?
They could send us an email at aimhighei@gmail.com, or they could also call 347-439-4393. Again, that number is 347-439-4393.
James, I will get right behind you. Lead the way, man. That's how I feel, and congratulations on being who you are and who you're going to be. And Sherman, onward and upward. You know, you and me, we keep going.
Absolutely. And your 20 years of service is absolutely amazing, and I thank you for all that you do.
Thank you. Folks, if you have further questions or comments on anything you heard on tonight's show or anything going on in the Bronx, you email them to us at BronxTalk@BronxNet.org, or you put them on our Facebook page. We'll read those on the air during a future edition of our program. Make sure you like Bronx Talk on Facebook, and you can check out our archives at BronxNet.org. You'll find Bronx Talk on the lower right-hand navigation bar. Before I get to next week, just call out the contact info again.
All right, so that's aimhighei@gmail.com. And for the phone number, you could call 347-439-4393.
And somebody will get back to you, because we want to make
Absolutely.
this work, and we're going to grow it to as many people as we can,
Yes.
so we can get more and more and more.